kilogram box is pulled by a 700 Newton force at an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal. If the coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.40, A. Find the normal force, and letter B. Find the acceleration of the box. First, let's try to identify the given by drawing the free body diagram. So the mass of the box here is 30 kilogram. So automatic, the weight would be mass multiplied to the gravity, which is 30 kilograms times 9.8 meter per second square. And therefore, the weight is equivalent to 294 newtons. Now, so the direction of the weight is going down. And we also have the other component, which is the normal force. Now, we also have this another component, which is the F up. And let's try to look at the orientation of the F up. We have now the angle. Now, if we try to look at the components of F up, we could have this component, which is the F up X, and as well as the F up Y. And basically, we also have this frictional component, or the frictional force. And based on the given or the problem, we have the coefficient of kinetic friction, which is 0.40, and we can now solve for the required. So what are the required variables that we need to look on this problem? First, we have the normal force, and the other one will be the acceleration of the box. And let's try to write now the equations. We have here this F net, or the net force, is equals to mass multiplied to the acceleration, and we also have this F frictional force kinetic. We have the coefficient of the kinetic friction multiplied to the normal force. Now take note that we are using kinetic friction since the box is moving. Let's try to write now all the summation of the Fx. So first, we have this mass multiplied to the acceleration, and the summation of Fx is equivalent to F up X minus the frictional force is equivalent to MAX. Now, let's jump first to the summation of the Fy. The summation of Fy is simply equivalent to F up Y, and that is positive since it is pointing upward, plus the normal force minus the weight. And what is the summation of Fy? Since it is not moving in a y direction, that is 0. So therefore, it is 0. Now let's try to derive first what is the value of the F up X. Now, if this would be the F up, and this will be the F up X, the relationship of this angle is adjacent, so we will be using the cosine function. So we could now say that the f up x is equivalent to cosine theta multiplied to f up. And how about for the f up y? For the f up y, so if we have here the f up y, we have here the sine theta multiplied to the f up. So this will be substituted on these values. Okay? Let's try to write this now, the f up x. So we have now this cosine theta minus the times the f up minus the frictional force is equals to max. And for the f up y, we have this sine theta f up plus the normal force minus the weight equals to 0. So let us solve now. But let me first erase this to clean up my solution. Let's now to write the given or substitute all the given from this. So we could have now cosine 60 degree multiplied to 700 Newton minus the force equals 30 kilograms multiplied to AX. And we also have this for the sine theta up. So we have this sine 60 degree multiplied to 700 Newton plus the normal force minus the weight, which is 294 Newton, equals 0. So notice that we have this as our equation 1, and we also have this as our equation 2. Now, we have this frictional force is equals to coefficient of kinetic multiplied to the normal force, and then therefore we have now this formula, which is simply frictional force, which is 0.40 multiplied to the normal force. But the problem here is we don't have the normal force yet. So this still is a question mark. We have to solve the normal force here. And sine 60 times 700 Newton, that is equivalent to 606.22 Newton plus the normal force minus 294 Newton equals to 0. Therefore, solving for that, the normal force is equivalent to 312.22 Newton. So we now answered letter A. Now, what's the normal force? That is 312.22 Newton. So we could simply substitute this on this formula. Therefore, the frictional force is 124.89 Newton. So let's try to go back with this equation. Let's rewrite it now. So we have here cosine 60 degree times 700 Newton minus 124.89 Newton, that is our frictional force, equals 30 kilogram multiplied to the acceleration in horizontal direction, and cosine 60 is 0.5 times 700, that is 350 Newton minus 124.89 Newton equals to 30 kilograms multiplied to AX, and then therefore we have now 225.11 Newton equals 30 kilogram times AX. Therefore, AX equals to 225.11 Newton over 30 kilograms, and then therefore the acceleration now is 7.504 meter per second square, or round off to 7.5 meter per second square. And that is our answer for letter B, which is the acceleration.